Unprecedented, relentless, intense, and it's far from over. This edition of the Volvo Ocean Race has proven to be the ultimate test of a team in sport, and much more than a tagline, the sailors on these teams have been pushed to the limit, and quite often beyond. The top 3 teams on the leaderboard, Mount Frey, Team Brunel, Dongfeng Race Team, they're going to start the final leg tomorrow essentially tied on points. They cannot be caught by the teams behind, so whichever of them finishes the leg into the Hague first is going to win the Volvo Ocean Race. Jacques, you've been leading the race more than any of the other teams over the last 9 months. You've made fewer crew changes, you've shown great commitment to your crew, confidence in them. What does your team need to do now to finish this off? How do you deal with the pressure on this last leg?
Well, a big leg tackle for all of us, of course. I don't think, I say the whole way around, I don't think we have to change much how we say it or how we do things. I think last leg as well we said very well, focus, and the most important, we've done a very good leg preparation, and go out there and do a good start is going to be important again, and try to be in front of these 2 folks.
Now, if we think back a few months in Auckland, you were just off the bottom of the table. Since then, incredibly, you've won 96% of the available points, at least 45 out of 47. How do you finish it off now? Are you feeling more pressure or less pressure than the other guys?
I think we feel less pressure because I think first of all we're the flow. I would just say something if you look at the points table. We go faster every leg. The last leg again we found some gears, and I think after the last leg we found again some gears. So I think that's a good thing. And I think we have the best team. Maybe in the beginning we did a couple of swaps, but I think that we ended up with a team where we're really happy with. And I think last but not least, I'm sailing in my home waters. Denmark, I'm living in Denmark more than 25 years. And of course the place where we finished, I've grown up over there. So I think we have all the ingredients to win the race.
All right. Charles, if I'd have told you in September, October that we would be here in June, you'd have this little race around Denmark to decide the winner of the Volvo Ocean Race. You're in it. All you have to do is beat these 2 guys. Would you have been happy with that? And what do you need to do to finish it off?
First, I will not believe you because it's amazing to see 3 boats in the same points. But yes, of course, we are very happy where we are. We will have hope for a better finish, but first, but it's good. It's a good fight, and I think these 3 teams deserve to win the race. So now it's about us to push the extra miles and to try to be ahead of them in The Haag. And we know it's going to be a big fight. It's good for the race, and we are excited by the next one and ready to go.
All right. Well, it's natural that we're focusing on these top 3, but of course the rest of the teams have goals and challenges ahead of them. For example, you've pulled yourself to within 1 point of David Whitten's scallywag there. What would it mean to your team to turn the tide on plastic to be able to overhaul them on this last leg?
Oh, huge. I think for a team coming in with low budget and late and very inexperienced with a young crew, many would have written us off completely. And we've been much more competitive than everyone thought we would be in our sailing, and to not finish at the bottom of the pile would be, the cherry on the cake for these guys. It's a huge achievement. I'll be very proud of him. He's not going to let me there easy, though, I know that.
David, I think you've got a special guest on board with you for this last leg, if I'm not mistaken. Tell us a little bit about that and what you're going to show them over these next few days.
Yeah, well, we've got a boss on board, so our primary and sole funder. So hopefully we can drive the boat and I can go to bed and have a rest because I'm bucketed.
Would certainly take the pressure off on the last leg for you.
Well, put the pressure on him, that's the plan.
All right. Charlie, this Volvo Ocean Race has a reputation for testing teams and sailors, maybe in unexpected ways. Certainly I think you've experienced your fair share of that, maybe a little bit more than your fair share of that over the last 8 months. What have you learned about yourself and your team throughout the course of this race?
A lot, that's for sure. It's definitely been a difficult race for our team. A lot of ups and downs, and I think maybe bounced a different way. Maybe we'd be talking about 4 boats at the top, but we are where we are, and that is the case. We have grown stronger, certainly as a group, and I probably have as an individual as well, given all the adversity that we've faced. I learned a lot. I mean, there's things that are out of control, out of your control, I should say, in this world, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be somebody's fault. And you know, you can work on controlling the things that you can't control, and try to focus on the aspects of the campaign, you know, that affect not only you but everybody else. And you know, certainly the sustainability message is one of those. You know, that hasn't been compromised by you know, the events that we've experienced throughout the course of this race. And I'm still certainly proud of our team and everything that we've accomplished when we have been on the water, and the way that we've responded in the face of adversity.
Thank you. Simeon, you're heading for home. As a Dutch sailor racing into The Hague, finishing the Volvo Ocean race, what does it mean to you? And what can we expect when we get there?
Yeah, no, of course it's a good feeling. We started the campaign exactly 1 year ago with the same boat when we christened it in The Hague. So yeah, for all of us, it's the circle completes, and to be able. I mean, I remember when I was probably 8 years old and I was in Southampton at the start, and there were 20,000 boats on the water, and it was a big deal. But I think what we're going to expect in The Hague has never been seen before in this race. Even when it was called Whitbread, there are almost 1 million. Visitors expected in that week, and I think it shows what kind of event this is in the world, and especially in the Netherlands. So that's, I think for all of us, that's pretty cool.
What would it mean for you on this last leg if you're able to get a win or certainly a podium finish?
I mean, in the end it means the same, of course, for every leg. You want to win every single leg, but yeah, I think any team here would say that if you can win the last one, you know you have experienced such an incredible journey over the last almost 2.5 years with each other, from the beginning to where you are now, and to close that off successfully, but also yeah, in your hometown it would even be better. So yeah, and I mean we're going to push hard. I mean in some ways the pressure is not on us. So we're going to enjoy and setting the best race we can in the waters. I probably did the most miles off in my life when I started sailing. So yeah, it's going to be that's going to be a pretty cool experience.
Perfect, thank you. We have some questions from social media. We'll also open it up to questions from the floor. If you have a question here, please raise your hand, wait for the microphone, and we'll come to you in a moment. Are there any questions from the floor just now? Yes, sir. Just in the corner, just microphone coming there.
Question for all the skippers: if you could go back to any incident on the water, any decision you made, anything that happened to you during the race, and change it, what would that be?
That was a start.
So many mistakes we've done, but you know, that's it's very easy to look back and say, if I wouldn't do this or this would have happened, I would be already, you know, mathematically winning. But I'm pretty sure we can do the same with all of us. So it's try not to do this exercise and try to look forward.
All right, can we get one more there? Charles, if there was something you could go back in time and change in this race, what would it have been?
Go back to Newport and try to win it. Maybe die, or I don't know, find something, try something.
Try something different.
Before the passes.
Great. Dee, anything for you?
I think
You have your time again?
No, I think you look back and you learn. Hindsight's great for learning from, and that's why we've kept progressing as a team and kept trying to fight. We haven't nailed a finish, and I don't think I do want to look back towards that finish. But you know, we're learning and trying to make changes and keep moving forward. So it's good to look back, but you don't want to dwell on it too long.
Do you have any other questions on the floor here?
Yeah, a question for Charles. Charles, you previously won the Volvo Ocean race, but you won it as a crew member. Now you have the opportunity to win as a skipper, as well as give your crew the opportunity to get, for most of them, their first win. Can you just explain to us a little bit about what that would feel like as a skipper winning it, and also helping give your crew that opportunity to also be champions as well?
As a skipper, I don't know. Bo and Shabby have to let me win. For the moment, I don't know. I think it will be incredible for sure. I would be very proud of that. But I think also for all my team, and it's the case for all the team, I think to win this race, you have to work very hard, you have to do sacrifice, put your family aside. It's a very selfish program for 2 years, and of course, if we don't win, I will be very sad for me, but also for all my team who have done all this effort, and for me, I will feel I have failed, but if I win, of course, it's an amazing feeling, I imagine. I win it as a crew, as you say, but as a skipper, it's completely different. It's really hard, and yeah, it's you as the key of the team, and if you win, you can be very proud. And so I will see. I hope they let me win, and I will tell you more after.
All right, thank you. Do you have any other questions from the floor?
I have 2 questions. One for David. Did you put your money in for Bauer the last time?
Well, I managed to get someone in a shirt to take a bet. How do you guess what colour the shirt was?
And who are you going to bet this time?
Oh, not changing. I'll double it if someone else will take it. I'll even triple it. That's how confident I am Bauer's going to win.
Okay, question for Bauer.
Does that mean you want to take the bet?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Bauer, you've been challenging this race many times. Suppose you win, are you going to step out?
I think it would be a good time to step down as a sailor probably, but because it's always good to end up on a high. But saying that, I just love this race, and I think always, some way, somehow, I would like to be involved, even setting up a new team again, probably even do a leg or two, because it's just the sailing. I think that's the main thing. You just love the sailing, and I think that's for all of us over here. Why are you doing this? Sailing first, and I think then the team aspect is the second thing. So it's a fantastic challenge, and it's a fantastic event what we're having. So I love the race. So for sure I will be some way, somehow involved. But if I win, I most likely will say, this is it, done that, tick it off, and do other races again.
Looking back at this race, was it the obsession you said it was before you started?
Well, I think that obsession is coming from the press. I think it was just putting in the mask from Volvo. You just know, I just love the race. I want to win every race I do. And like I said to you, only as good as your last result. And that's probably even like the Haag. Winning doesn't matter, but of course I like to win because then it's a really nice thing to finish again, and you finish on a high.
Any reaction on the fact that everybody in the Haag will wear yellow?
Well, that's a good thing, huh?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you have any more questions coming from the floor?
A question for Xavi. Xavi, for all of the skippers up here at the moment, obviously everybody wants to do as well as they can. For you, you have the nation of Spain watching you, and the support from the Spanish fans this edition has been incredible. What would it mean for you as the skipper of the Spanish team, who are so close to winning? What would it mean to cross that finish line and lift the trophy for your country?
Well, again, it would be a big thing for us, not only for me. I think for us as a team, it's the 5th time we do this Volvo in a row. 2 of them with Bauer, by the way. We were very close 3 times ago with Telefonica to be able to win, and then obviously we didn't. But you know, I speak for me as a skipper, for the whole team, management team, and I think as we see, the culture of the Volvo is growing so much in Spain, and you can see how many people is following it, that it's going to be a big thing. So, you know, even if the football is going on in Russia, I think it's going to be a good thing next week if we deliver with this thing.
Thank you. Do we have anything else from the floor? Well, we do have a couple of things from social media. Before we get to that, maybe one question for Charles. The weather forecast for the start of this leg still seems to be a little bit in flux, but can you take us through the first 24 or 48 hours of what we can expect after the start?
Depends where we go first, but we're not sure. But normally we start with a bit of wind upwind, and after we have a long downwind to have the house, and then we go back up. We don't know where exactly. That should be a win, and I think we should finish in light there. So it's going to be a very interesting leg because it will be a lot of transition, lot of wind, less wind, and so a lot of current. So I think it's going to be a big match, and it will not be finished until we see the yellow guy on the beach.
One of the questions we got in from Twitter is from somebody named Galleria. For those of you who've done the race before, Charlie, what's the feeling after the race? Is there, you get in, you have this intense experience for 8 or 9 months. What's that first 2 or 3 weeks off afterwards like? And is there a bit of a letdown? How do you cope with that change?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a major difference, for 18 months or whatever it is. You wake up with one goal in mind, and everybody talks about this race as getting in your blood and being a drug. And the analogy certainly continues when it's over because it feels like a really bad hangover, and you just don't know what to do when you wake up in the middle of July. And kind of all that intensity is behind you. It's certainly a different feeling.
Thank you. And a good one to end this on then. Carolina on Facebook wants to know, just do a show of hands, who's planning to do the next race already? Who's ready to go again?
We need to know what the next race is.
Yeah, exactly.
Great answer. We wish you all the very best of luck.
When it helped to, wouldn't it? When it is that it helped to.
We wish you all the very best of luck as you get into this tomorrow, especially 3 gentlemen here. It's been a hell of a show you put on, and we look forward to the end of it over the next 3 or 4 days. Thank you. You guys get stay for